everyone. Today we're discussing something that affects every business owner and property manager, getting reliable commercial asphalt work done. You know that feeling when you see a freshly paved parking lot with crisp lines and smooth surfaces? That's what we're focusing on today.
Absolutely, and you've touched on something important right away. That initial impression from a well-maintained parking lot or entrance can greatly influence a customer's view of your business. I was just working with a property manager last week who mentioned that their customer complaints decreased significantly after they had their lot repaved.
That's fascinating. Before we go further, can you explain why commercial asphalt work is such a big deal in Dutchess County specifically?
Well, for starters, we're dealing with some pretty strict regulations here. Any public works contract over $35,000 must go through formal competitive bidding, but even for private projects, these standards have really raised the bar for quality expectations.
I see. And what are some common challenges property owners face?
The biggest headaches: unreliable contractors, surprise costs, and work that just doesn't last. I mean, have you ever seen a parking lot that starts cracking just months after being paved?
Oh man, that's gotta be frustrating. What should business owners be looking for when they're seeking bids?
Three key things: experience with commercial grade work, clear project specifications, and a solid understanding of local conditions. Dutchess County has unique soil conditions and freeze-thaw cycles that really impact how asphalt performs.
That's a great point. We'll come back to that in just a moment, but first, a quick word from our sponsor.
Avello Asphalt and Construction Corp. Delivers quality without compromise in commercial asphalt in the Hudson Valley. With a focus on transparent pricing and minimal business disruption, they specialize in parking lots, access roads, and commercial surfaces. Visit www.avelloasphalt.com to schedule your free consultation today.
Thanks for that. Now, speaking of timing, how important is the bidding process?
It's absolutely critical. In Dutchess County, if you miss the bid deadline, your bid is automatically rejected. No exceptions. That's why having a contractor who understands these requirements is so important.
Makes sense. You mentioned earlier about soil conditions. Can you elaborate on that?
Right. So each property has its own unique challenges. You've got drainage patterns, soil composition, and traffic patterns to consider. A one-size-fits-all approach just doesn't work.
I'm curious. How do you handle businesses that can't shut down for paving work?
That's where creative scheduling comes in. We're talking weekend work, phased implementation, or even night shifts. The goal is to keep the business running while still getting the job done right.
You know what I've always wondered? Why do some parking lots seem to last forever while others fall apart so quickly?
That's usually down to three things: proper base preparation, quality materials, and expert installation. Cutting corners on any of these is going to show up real quick, especially after a harsh winter.
Speaking of winters, how do you ensure the asphalt can handle our lovely northeast weather?
That's where specialized commercial-grade materials come in. We're not just laying down a surface. We're engineering it for durability. Think about it like building a house. The foundation matters just as much as what you see on top.
Definitely makes sense. What about ADA compliance? That's got to be a big concern for commercial properties.
Huge concern. Every commercial project needs to consider accessibility from the start. Proper slopes, clear markings, appropriate spacing. It's all part of the package.
What would you say to someone who's thinking about going with the lowest bid they receive?
You know that old saying, buy cheap, buy twice? It's especially true in asphalt work. The real cost isn't just the initial payment, it's how long the surface lasts and how well it performs.
Right. And what about maintenance? Any tips for property owners?
Absolutely. Regular maintenance is like changing your car's oil. A little prevention goes a long way. I always tell clients to look for early warning signs: small cracks, water pooling, that kind of thing.
This has been incredibly informative. Any final advice for our listeners?
Yeah, three key things. Do your homework on contractors, get detailed bids in writing, and consider quality commercial asphalt work as an investment in your property's value. And hey, if you're wondering about the cost, just request a proper assessment. Most reputable companies will do that for free.
Perfect. And where can our listeners learn more about getting professional commercial asphalt work done?
You can always visit avelloasphalt.com for more information or to schedule a consultation. Work with someone who understands commercial properties and local requirements.
Thanks so much for sharing your expertise with us today. This has been eye-opening.
Thanks for having me. Remember, whether it's a small repair or a complete parking lot renovation, the right contractor makes all the difference.